In the last 5 years, homeowners across the GTA have been slammed with relentless property tax increases. But what if I told you that for a lot of the families, that combined hikes from just the last few years are like taking on a new car payment, giving up a family vacation, or even losing out on entire months of mortgage payment? Every single homeowner is feeling the squeeze. That property tax bill landing in your mailbox can feel like a punch to the gut, especially with how tough the economy is right now. The big question on everybody's mind is exactly how much more are we all paying? Is it a fair price for the city services that we get? Or is it a government tax grab that's just out of touch with the financial reality of most of the people? In this video, we are going to break down the painful numbers region by region. We will show you exactly how much your property taxes have gone up in the city of Toronto, Peel, York, and Durham. And most importantly, we will get into the real reasons behind these massive hikes that are draining your bank account. Before we get into the specific numbers for your region, you have to understand the fundamental problem that's causing all of the pain for homeowners across the GTA. And honestly, it's a bit of strange and frustrating paradox. Here's the part that sounds completely backwards. For this whole period we're looking at from 2020 to 2025, your property's official value for tax purposes has been based on what it was worth way back in January 1st, 2016. The province-wide reassessment that was supposed to be happening got postponed again and again, meaning your tax bill is calculated on an outdated 9-year valuation. So, if the value of your home is frozen in time, why is your tax bill skyrocketing? The answer is simple. Your city, your regional governments are spending more and more money, and they are doing it at a breathtaking pace. To cover these new costs, they are jacking up the tax rate. This rate that is a multiplier that applied to the frozen 2016 value of your home. Think of it this way. The government can't change the size of your house to get more money. So instead, they are jacking up the price per square feet that they charge you. Year after year, these rate hikes are where the increases are coming from. It allows governments to say they're just funding essential services, but it leaves homeowners holding a much bigger bill, wondering how they're going to pay for all of it. Now, let's see what that looks like in your backyard. Let's start with the heart of the GTA, Toronto. The story here is all about accelerating increases that have really hit a fever pitch in the last couple of years. Back in 2022, the property tax increases was a relatively modest 2.9%, but that was just the calm before the storm. In 2023, under former Mayor John Tory, that increase more than doubled to 7%, which included the 1.5% city building levy. A lot of people thought that was a tough pill to swallow. Then came 2024 budget, Mayor Olivia Chow's first. It landed with a bombshell, a 9.5% residential property tax increase. This was the largest hike the city had seen since the amalgamation. A truly historic and painful jump for homeowners who were already struggling with inflation and high interest rates. And the pressure didn't let up. For 2025, Toronto City Council approved another major hike, 6.9% for residential properties. This is made up of a 5.4% base increase plus now annual 1.5% city building levy. So when you compound it from 2023 to 2025, Toronto homeowners have seen their property tax bill climb by 25%. That's a pace that's been tough for many household incomes to keep up. For a homeowner with a property assessed at the city's average value, the 2025 increase alone adds an estimated $714 to their annual bill. But when you add up the last few years, the increase is much, much more significant. For many, it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars more, each year compared to just a few years ago. The city says it has to pay for the transit, housing, and growing list of city services. But for the person paying the bill, it feels like a relentless financial assault with no end in sight. Now let's move west to Peel Region, covering major cities like Mississauga and Brampton. If you live here, you've been hit with a double whammy. Tax increases from your local and from your region. And one particular line item is driving the pain: policing. In 2024, Peel residents were already feeling the pinch with a 4.5% regional property tax hike. For Mississauga, it was 7.39%. But the numbers for 2025 are pretty staggering. The final blended tax increase depends on where you live. Mississauga 2025 budget came in with a 9.2%. For 2026, the budget projected a substantial 10.4%. If that one was not enough. That's a $1,300 on an average house over the 2 years in property tax increases alone. That is crazy. Let's break down where the regional money is going. According to reports from the council, a massive portion of the 2025 regional tax impact is directly tied to a historic increase in Peel Police budget. The proposed police budget for 2025 saw a shocking jump of 23.3% in a single year, and you are paying for it. One councillor's analysis suggested the police budget increase alone could cost an average Mississauga homeowner around $633 in 2025. This has created a huge amount of frustration. Some local politicians pointed out that the police budget has exploded in recent years. One report even cited 77% increase between 2019 and 2024. Residents are asking a fair question: can we really sustain this? Mississauga's leaders have also pointed out that they call an unfair funding formula, whereas they state Mississauga taxpayers are paying 62% of the Peel policing budget compared to Brampton's 38%, despite having a more evenly split population. So when you get your bill in Mississauga, Brampton, or Caledon and wondering why it's so high, no, it's a huge chunk of that increase is going directly to fund one of the fastest growing police budgets in the whole country. Moving north to York Region, homes to cities like Markham, Vaughan, and Richmond Hill. York's story is a bit different. While some cities within York, like Markham, boast about having some of the lowest property tax rates in Ontario, that can be misleading. A low rate doesn't always mean a low bill, especially when the property values are so high. What stands out in York Region is the sheer size of the average tax bill and the steady, relentless upward pressure. For 2025, York Region Council approved a budget with a combined 4.5% tax levy increase. This is combined of 3.55% base levy increase and a 1% rapid transit and infrastructure levy to help pay for the projects like Yonge North Subway Extension. That 2025 regional increase alone was expected to add $133 to the average residential tax bill across the region. Just like in Peel, a huge driver of this increase is the police budget. Roughly 30% of every property tax dollar the region collects goes right into York Regional Police. The 2025 budget saw a significant increase in police funding to hire more staff. Looking ahead, the pressure continues. For 2026, the region has already approved a budget guideline for 4.28% tax increase, which is expected to add another $129 to the average regional portion of the tax bill. Once again, the vast majority of that hike, 3.42%, is attributed to policing. On top of that, they're adding another 1% special levy for rapid transit. So while you might not see the headline-grabbing double-digit hikes of other regions in a single year, the effect in York is a slow and steady squeeze, year after year, of mid-single-digit increases for the region, plus whatever your local city adds on top, combined into a significant financial burden. Finally, let's head east to Durham Region, covering cities like Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, and Oshawa. If you're a homeowner in Durham, you've been hit with what we call and describe as a rate shock. Durham's 2025 budget was a bombshell. After setting an initial guideline of 4.9% tax increase, which would have already added $163 to the average home regional tax bill, the final approved budget came in much higher. Durham Regional Council approved a staggering 7.4% property tax increase for its portion of the tax bill. Let's be clear about what this means. For residents, this is estimated to translate about a 5.8% increase in the overall property tax bill, costing the average household homeowner an extra $240 per year. This came right in heels of a 7.5% hike in 2025, making it 2 straight years of punishing increases. What's driving all this? The corporates are familiar. 7.4% regional hikes was largely fueled by 4.4% increase for regional Durham Regional Police. Budget planning documents showed a proposed 9.25% increase for the police budget and a massive 16.7% increase for Durham Transit. What adds insult to injury for many Durham residents is that several towns in the region already have some of the highest property tax rates in the entire GTA. While some homes' tax bill in Toronto is driven by high assessment values, in places like Oshawa and Whitby, it's often driven by very high tax rates applied to modest home values. When you combine one of the highest tax rates with one of the fastest growing tax levies, you get a recipe for financial distress. Homeowners in Durham are being squeezed from both ends, and they are right to ask how much more can they possibly take. So there you have it, a painful breakdown of the property tax hikes across the GTA. It's clear that no matter where you live, the story is the same. Your bill is going up, and it's going up fast. Now, I want to hear from you. This is a conversation that needs to happen. Let me know in the comments below which region you live in and how much your property tax have gone up. Have you had to cut back on other things to afford these increases? Why do we have so much more crimes that we need so much more police? Should we have stricter sentences instead of the catch and release? Your stories are very important. And if you have found this breakdown valuable and you want to stay informed on real estate and financial issues that affect you as a homeowner, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to the channel. If you are thinking of selling your property, please give me a call at 416-845-9872. The numbers don't lie. Across Toronto, Peel, York, and Durham, homeowners are facing a relentless wave of property tax increases that are making it harder and harder to keep up. The core of the problem is a system where your property's assessed value is frozen in the past, while municipal and regional spending, especially on big ticket items like policing and transit, is exploding into the future. This creates a painful dynamic where governments can say that they're funding essential services while quietly jacking up the tax rates that get applied to your home. It leaves families and individuals in a very tough spot, forced to absorb hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in extra costs during already challenging economic times. The question isn't if taxes will continue to go up. The real question is how high will they go before homeowners just can't take it anymore. Thanks for watching. See you next time.